talk about who will raise the dead, we're not talking about somebody coming from the sky, going to the cemetery, waving his hand over the cemetery, and people come up out the ground and they're back alive. Y'all with me? That's not going to happen. As Muslims, we don't believe that people are coming back from death. Once you die, that's it. Your life, I know this is hurting your feelings. It hurt my feelings when I first heard it. Because I was good when I was little because I wanted to go to heaven. That's the only reason I was good. You understand what I'm saying? So when I came in the nation and I heard somebody say there is no heaven in the sky and there is no hell in the ground, I was mad. I was like, wait a minute, this is what I've been waiting on to get to heaven. Is that right? But it's common sense. Because if you got roaches, don't raise your hand, but if you got roaches, you turn the light on, right? And the roach does what? It stays still for a minute, lays in the cut, then it starts to run. Is that right? Because the roach understands that it only has one life to live, right? Why don't we understand that? Now, you watch the Nature Channel, and you see the antelope, right? And the lion is way across the savannah. And the antelope, it's like 300 antelope. They're walking, right? The lion is sneaking up on the antelope, start to walk a little faster, right? So then the lion or the lioness goes out in a full stride, right? Do the antelope just stay there? No! They all do what? They all run because they understand what? That they only have one life to live. So I don't want you to think that when we talk about raising the dead, we're talking about somebody who died last week, Pookie who got shot in a drive-by, Latasha Nikwa. No, we're talking about the mentally dead, which is us. The reason that they gave us the name Negro or nigger is because of what they did to our minds, which was destroyed our minds. So we're not even useful for ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Think, some of us, that it's going to be a day where all the dead people come back to life. No, we're the living that have been brought forth from the dead. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see. Y'all ready? Now we know, or we should know, that there is no heaven in the sky. And when you die, you're not going to float up in the sky, right? Just think about it. If you're going to be a spirit, and they have gates in the front of heaven, what do you need gates for? If you're a spirit, you can just go through the wall like Casper the Friendly Ghost. What is the gate for? The pearly gates, what is that for? Why is there streets of gold? For spirits that don't even walk, they just float around. You have wings, right? Little chicken wings, and you fly around, right? With a halo. Now all of that has a meaning, right? So now, but see, the enemy has made a telescope called the Hubble telescope, right? And here we are on Earth. Y'all with me? And the telescope can see past Pluto. Pluto is 4,600,000,000 miles away from the Earth. Y'all got that? So now from Earth, that's 4,600,000,000. Hold on. You can see Pluto from Earth. In fact, the telescope can see past Pluto. It can see so far into space that the white man says that he can see into the past. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? So now, if he has a telescope that can see past Pluto, past the sun, past the moon, past the stars, and you never went to the NASA website and saw a picture of heaven. They never had a press conference and said, we finally found it. Heaven, it is out there. Right or wrong? Now I know what you're saying right now. See, that's why I don't like y'all Muslims, man. Cause see, y'all don't understand. It's like you warp through this thing, right? And then you be in heaven. You can't see it with a telescope. Come on, that's crazy as hell. You know. Now, see, the reason that the enemy told us that when we died we would go to heaven is so that we would work our whole lives in slavery for him, thinking that we would get our reward after we died when he got his reward while he lived. If you believe in heaven, then when you get sick, why do you call the doctor? Why are there hospitals? If you get sick, just die, right? Why are you tripping out when Ray Ray and Pookie and Man Man and Kiki and Lily and Riri get shot? What are you tripping for? They all going to heaven. You understand? What are you crying for? You got breast cancer? Don't get it cut off. Just die so you can go to heaven. But nature tells you to stay here as long as you can, because you never had anybody come back and tell you what it was like on the other side. See, you have to understand that we've been lied to so that we can be used as a tool and as a slave. So that hell is in the middle of the ground, is that right? It's in the center of the earth, and it's 10 times hotter than the sun. Well, simple math, right? If the diameter of the earth is 7,926 miles, right? Then that means radius is half the diameter, which means hell is only 3,963 miles away. Are y'all with me? So now, if the sun is 14,007 degrees Fahrenheit on the surface. Are y'all with me? And it's 93 million miles away from the earth. And it gets up to 100, 110, 120 on earth from a sun 93 million miles away. Are y'all listening? Then you need to tell me, if hell is 140,070 degrees Fahrenheit, why don't we feel the heat from hell on our feet? And it's only 4,000 miles away. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? It's only 4,000 miles away, and it's snow on the ground outside right now. If you take a frying pan, put it on the stove, turn on the fire, put an ice cube in it, it's going to melt. Right or wrong? Why doesn't the heat from hell melt the snow? Because there is no hell in the ground 4,000 miles away. Heaven and hell are conditions of life on earth. Now in 96, the last Pope, Pope John Paul, came out, had a press conference, and he said, guess what he said? There's no heaven in the sky. I'm talking about the Pope. There's no hell in the ground. He said that heaven and hell are conditions of life on earth. So now, heaven and hell are conditions of life on earth, right? How do you know? You go outside right now, what you gonna say? Oh, it's cold as hell, right? If it's hot, you go outside, you be like, damn, it's hot as hell, right? You broke and ain't got no money, what do you say? I'm broke as hell, right? You see a sister and she's fine, what do you say? Oh, she fine as hell. You see a brother and he's ugly, what do you say? Oh, girl, he ugly as hell. What is that telling you? That heaven and hell are not somewhere else. Heaven and hell are right here on earth. We trying to die and go somewhere, but we need to live. Now don't get mad, because you need to know that the enemy is lying to you. And he put Jesus' name on it, right? So you would accept it. But Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is where? Within you. He didn't say it was somewhere in space, right? But that the kingdom of heaven is within. Are y'all with me? I don't want y'all to get mad, but you need to know that you waiting to die, and you need to produce a heaven like the white man has produced for himself. You need to produce a heaven for yourself. Are y'all with me? So now, there's another point I wanted to make. Oh, we got cemeteries all over the world, right? See, there's a law in science called the law of conservation of mass, which says matter is neither created nor destroyed, it only changes forms, right? So now, if everybody that has ever lived, and the earth has been here for billions and trillions of years, billions of people have lived, right? If all of those people came back right now, where would we live? There would be no room for anybody else. And since their bodies are made up from the earth, there would be no earth for us to stand on. You understand what I'm saying? So we can't expect to see somebody that may have died 100 years ago. And why would God punish people in Sodom and Gomorrah just to bring them all back to life? Does that make sense to you? Why did he drown all those people during the time of Noah? Just to bring all those people that he drowned back to life and judge them all over again.
PTN Network, the paradigm shift in television.